Well, okay, everybody. It's a wonderful day in Southern California. I hope it's a wonderful day over where you're at too. Well, it always is anyway, because after all, this is the day that the Lord has made, and we shall rejoice and be glad in it. So I want to commend everybody who has decided to show up today. Um, I'll share something with you in a few minutes. But today, things are really starting to heat up in terms of vibe and what one in the chat, please, if you can hear me clearly. Excellent. Excellent. Appreciate you. All right. So we're going to try to make it as interactive as possible as we move on. But what I like to do before we get started in earnest, I'd just like to go ahead and say a word of prayer. And if there's anybody who's not in alignment with that, you can just go ahead and turn off your speakers for a couple minutes here, and then turn back on when we're done. When we're done, I will type an amen into the chat, and everybody else can do likewise, and you will know that we're ready to go. So anyway, Father, oh, we just bless and worship and magnify your holy name. Daddy, we love you. We thank you for your presence. We thank you that you have said where two or more of us are gathered in your name. You are in the midst. And the amazing thing is, you don't come empty handed. You come bearing gifts, bearing solutions, bearing answers to whatever the different things people have prayed for in their secret moments. Because collective prayer is very powerful. For this, we thank you. We invite the presence of the Holy Spirit. Holy Spirit, take over. Be our host today. And we thank you, Father, that your will is done in the name of Jesus. And everybody who agrees says, Amen. So I take it that somebody is saying that they can hear me, but I'm very, very soft. Is that the same with everybody else, or can everybody else hear me on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being perfect and one being what? Please type a number in there, and I'm hoping it's above 5. Type a number in the chat in terms of how well you're hearing me. Okay, Shirley says it's a 10. Rashawn says it's a 10. Okay, everybody else, please. Okay, Aurelio says it's a 10. So whoever's saying it's a 3, you need to check your device. Isn't that wonderful how we can check that out and make sure it's all okay? That's fantastic. All right, folks. So today I want to share um, some information with you in terms of what's going on and where we're at today. I am at a place, and first thing, what I like to do, let me change what I'm sharing right here. Uh, Now, when I ask people to respond, I think maybe only about 7 people responded. I learned a long time ago that you cannot expect what you do not inspect. You can't expect what you do not inspect. One of the most amazing videos I have ever watched in my life is this video right here. Only 2 people watched this particular one and text back to me, number 26 done. You see, because life is a matter of mindset. We will never grow beyond our mindset. So that is why when I prepare these things, trust me, I go through a lot of prayer and deliberation and whatnot, because I don't like to waste people's time. And I want to make sure that whatever I'm sharing is something that's going to help people. Okay. So again, 190 something people received this. only about 49 have bothered to sign up on the Telegram. But that's just the way life is. So I don't get angry with it, but it just helps me to understand where people are and how I respond and how much of my time I will, endeavor to allocate to them. Now, I also want to share a quick video with you because I think this video is what it's all about. And by the way, please, so for those of you who have not shared with us who you are, we have been doing something where we would ask people to share some information with us about them. And I will put that into the chat in a moment here. And so I would like for 3 people who have not shared to think about this and be prepared to share with us at the end. Okay? This is how we get to know each other. Ladies and gentlemen, we are moving. When Megan says go, she has let us know we will not have the luxury of the amount of time that we have with her right now. The last 100 and something days was to help people and prepare them and to get them ready and to train them and to see who would take on the reign of leadership. And she has decided she's only going to work with the leaders, and the other people will have to fend for themselves based on their level of desire, because you cannot make anybody do anything. This video here that I said a lot of people missed out on, ladies and gentlemen, please, when you get time, go watch that video. Please, I beg of you, go watch that video, number 26. And do me a favor, follow the instruction. Okay? I don't remember exactly who are the few people that responded. I think about 7 people responded to video number 25, this one right here. If you ever wanted to know where we are at, what is happening, what is the time schedule, you have to watch this video. You have to watch it. You have to watch it. Okay. And if you ever really wanted to set yourself up for massive success in life, you got to watch this video at least 3 times. Because people join people. They don't join businesses. They don't join opportunities. They join people. And we have to make sure that we are attractive. It's all about attraction marketing. And you want to attract to you the type of people that you believe that you're going to attract the type of people that you are. But the problem is, in this life, about 95% of the people only make 5% of the money available. 95% only make about 5% of the money available. Write that down, folks. And 5% make 95% of the money. 5% make 95% of the money. We should wonder, why is that? But we're seeing it happen right now as we speak. It's about discipline, because discipline is actually your character. Your character is who you are. See, it goes this way. We can change things. It goes this way. Whatever you hear is going to lead to the way you think. The way you think is going to lead to the actions that you take. Are you with me? The actions that you take is going to lead to your habits. Your habits will lead to your character. Your character is who you are. It's what you are. It's what you attract. So we can do reverse engineering and go back. You see, if I'm not where I would like to be, then perhaps I need to go back and listen to, and find out, who am I allowing to speak into my life? Who am I giving my attention to? And sometimes it's ourselves, because the stuff we say to ourselves sometimes is very deadly. So we have to change what we're hearing. That's why the word says faith comes by hearing, and hearing by the word. By the word, by the word, by the word. So what we hear leads to how we think and what we think. What we think leads to the actions that we take. The actions that we take become our habits. I hope some people are writing this down. Our habit becomes our character. Our character is therefore represented by everything we see around us. That's who we are. And if we're not where we're at, we need to make a change. So when you go back and talk to some of these people, you want to share these things with them, to help them, to assist them in developing the discipline. Success in life, it's all about discipline. That's why I love people who've been in the service, because they understand what discipline is. That doesn't mean other people don't understand, but I just know anybody who's willing to go and die because somebody says, go take that hill, has a certain level of discipline that is uncommon. And that's what we want to really look at. It's what we want to emulate. Okay? So before we go on, I would like to share a quick video with you. Let's see. Okay. It is this video right here. Are you all seeing the lady in the video?
Yes, Coach.
Okay, thank you. Appreciate that. So I have my other computer on, but sometimes it's not giving me precisely what I'm trying to see.
$2 hours.
Okay.
Listen, just for a moment, let me speak not only to your mind, but straight to your imagination. You and I, we weren't born to just blend in. No, we were born to win, to reign.
Was that loud enough?
Yeah, that's good.
Okay, excellent. Thank you for
To
that.
stand out and leave a mark that echoes for generations. Think about it. Deep down, you know you're meant for more than just paying bills, clocking in and out, and waiting for life to pass by. You were created to give birth to ideas, not bury them, to discover your unique purpose, sharpen your gifts, and unleash them on a world that's hungry for what only you can offer. Are you tired of the endless grind, the paycheck to paycheck hamster wheel? You weren't meant for that. I know you feel it, that idea, invention, or business burning inside, but you don't know how to bring it to life. Maybe you wish you had access to mentors, real millionaires who've been there, done that, and can now show you the way. Imagine a money-making platform where you don't just trade time for money, where you can earn leveraged, unlimited residual income, like making 1% from the efforts of 100 people instead of 100% from just your own. Imagine being able to fund your dreams, your passions, with your own money, not having to beg or borrow. If any of this hits home, pay close attention. I'm about to introduce you to VYB, a new era of success, a platform created for entrepreneurs like you and me, ready to break the mold and build a legacy. The only thing left, massive, immediate action. The future is in your hands.
Excellent. So I have a question, ladies and gentlemen, from what you just...
My computer. Okay, so welcome everybody to the call. Thank you for joining us. I think we had somebody in the waiting.
Okay. That is in I put that in our what you call it now, our
Telegram group.
playlist. Yeah, in our playlist. So that's why Megan was coming in right after that. So what I want to ask you, ladies and gentlemen, is what you heard in that video. Give me some feedback on what you got from it. And if you need me to play it again, I will play it again. But do me a favor, give me some feedback on what you got from what you heard in that video. It's only a minute and 40 minutes. Does anybody do you need me to play it over? Can everybody hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. They're just not responding.
Oh, okay. All right. All right, then I guess nobody needs to hear it again. So please give me some feedback. What did you get? Well, give me some feedback on that video, what you heard on that video. Anybody? Okay. I take it that nobody really got anything from it. Help me, folks. Okay. Anyway, we'll move on. I want to make our meetings always relevant. So the next thing I want to go to is what questions you have. Now, please understand something. VYB does 2 to 3 meetings every day. Mostly 2. But then they go into the Telegram and they do the meetings. And those who work for us in corporate, they're working like 20 hours a day. And they're always pushing information to us. If you go into the Telegram, it'll amaze you how many times they actually come on Telegram and they do a live show on Telegram. And then they also gave us VYB, my VYB.io. Okay, wherein if we have any questions, we're supposed to go here. Okay, if it has to do with payment issues, we click on this. If it has to do with general issues, we click on this. I have a motto that I've lived by for over 40 years. And that motto is this. You might want to write it down. You might want to adopt it. But I have very, very good, successful relationships because I live by this motto that Effective and timely communication is the key to the success of any relationship. Let me repeat that. Effective and timely communication is the key to the success of any relationship. In a marriage, with kids, with friends, on the job, there has to be communication. Not just talking, but communication. And it has to be effective. In other words, not beating around the bush. It's like, what do you want? And then it's also has to be timely. And if ever there was a company that epitomizes this, it's VYB. Now, unfortunately, there are a lot of people who have other things to do. But here's the deal. That video, I was asking for people for what did they get out of it. This is what I got out of it, ladies and gentlemen. I got out of it that I am placed on the surface of this earth for a purpose, to attain a purpose in life. Ephesians 2:10 says, God preordained us unto good works. Any manufacturer does not create anything but that they have a purpose, a specific purpose for that creation. And so it's God is no different. He gave us his purpose. The purpose for this earth, the general purpose for you and I. So we should be in the pursuit of life purpose and never cease. A job is not a purpose. A job is a great thing to have, don't get me wrong. I'm not knocking a job, but I'm just saying that there was something higher, above, that God needed to have done. In this time, in this age, in this season, and it caused me to be birthed and still be alive today. So a lot of times people, if they find it difficult to figure out what their purpose is. When they say coach, that's what I did. I coached purpose. And I will be getting back to that as we move ahead. Purpose. Because where the purpose of a thing is not known or adhered to, abnormal use, aka abuse, is inevitable. Where the purpose of a thing is not discerned or adhered to, abuse is inevitable. The thing that we talk about could be children, could be a husband, could be a wife, could be a life. That's the whole thing about that video. So now then, what we have to figure out is, okay, so what am I here for? And how do, and that is what's so beautiful about VYB, because that's what VYB is all about. Discovery, development, and deployment of purpose. It's not just some MLM. The tutors that are inside that the Vibe globe are phenomenal. And the other side of that coin brings me to what Jesus said to the in the parable of the talents. If you remember, he gave one 10 talents, he gave one 5, he gave one 1. And the one he gave 5, he doubled it and had 10. The one he gave is a 2. I'm paraphrasing now. The other one, whether 2 or 3, he doubled it. The one he gave 1 buried it. Now, what's interesting is what he said. And that baffled me for a long time until I figured it out. He said, at least you could have put it into the bank. Knowing who I am and the type of person you say I am, at least you could have put it into the bank. In other words, he could have traded with it like the other people traded with it. He could have put on his entrepreneurial hat and done something with it. And then what floored me was this, when he said, the children of this world in their generation are wiser than the children of light. I'm like, whoa, wait a second. Unsaved people are wiser than saved people? But remember, he was talking in relationship to what this person did or didn't do. It had to do with entrepreneurship. Because the very first commandment, purpose that God gave man was in Genesis chapter 1, verse 18. He said, let's see, is it 1 or 2? One of the 2. Genesis, I think it's 1. He said, the word says, and he blessed them, and he told them to be fruitful, to multiply, to replenish, to subdue, to have dominion. Does a job help us do that? No. A job has its place. Thank God for job. But our life has its place. Our purpose has its place. And then what I realized what Jesus was talking about is the children of the world, they study and they find out different things. They actually put their witty ideas and inventions into place. Because he said they are wiser than the children of light. Wisdom is the correct application of knowledge. But if you don't have knowledge, how can you apply wisdom? So when I saw what VYB is doing, the knowledge that of all knowledge, you want to do crypto, here it is. You want to do Forex, here it is. You want to do what is your passion? And it's a kingdom build. That's what drew me to. I'm like, wow. The children of this world in their generation are wiser than the children of light. And it had to do with the first commandment that he gave, to go and be fruitful and multiply and replenish and subdue and have dominion. That dominion is not dominion over people, it's dominion over the talent, the gifting that he has given us, the purpose that he has given us. And we'll see also in Deuteronomy, where he says, remember, for it is the Lord thy God who gives you what? The power to obtain wealth. You know what power is in that scripture? That word power refers to witty ideas and inventions. So we have a place where we can get all of this and figure out our purpose. I used to do a 6-week course on discerning your purpose and then writing out a statement, a life statement, what your mission statement in life is. We'll get back to that. And I saw VYB as the linchpin, the key thing to be achieving that specific thing that God has given me to do. So when people are complaining about this and complaining about, I start wondering in my mind, why did they join? What is their purpose? Because if you have your purpose, it doesn't matter what anybody says. It doesn't matter what where the information is. You will take charge, take responsibility, and go get it. Because you want to fulfill your purpose. But if they haven't tied it to it, and you know, no matter how old you are, if you're still alive, God ain't done with you. He purposed each one of us for something. And it's beyond just us. It's the people that we have influence over. The people who see us from day to day. I know maybe this is not what you came here to hear today. But this is the crux of it all. This is the foundation of it all. This is about you. It's about you. Where your passion, what you're passionate about, where it intercedes with what you're good at, X marks the spot. Around there lies in your purpose. Because there is no success in anything that anybody does if they're not passionate about it. Zero success. And when you figure out your purpose, you'll be passionate about it. So I hope, in essence, I think I just did a presentation of VYB. This is what it's about. It's about people. It's about you. It's about fulfillment of purpose. It's about finding what your gifting is. It's about finding it and developing. It's about being associated with a group of people and have available a group of mentors. And when you find it, you don't have to go beg somebody to fund it. You have an ecosystem here that can fund it. It's all about perspective and mindset. I hope that some of you really wish that some of the people that you know that are working with you, that they had come today to hear this. I'm going to continue to have these sessions, but they're going to change a little bit because we're going to go into a 90-day blitz. That's what Megan wants. Let me tell you what she told us. She said, all those people that you have, I'm not saying forget about them, but forget about them. He said, you know why? He said, because they have spent, a lot of them have spent almost about 100 days with you right now. That if they're passionate, if they're purposeful, they would have caught that vibe right now. And even if they don't see you, they'll do what they need to do. She said, when we get started, I want you to go find new people. They say, because we have close to about 300 people on our team, supposedly. Out of them, over 200 have paid their $25. Why do we only have 19 on the call? Because people live with their excuses. I'm not being mean. They have reasons. But these reasons are nothing but excuses. What they have decided is that this reason is bigger than my God. I can't change this. Because they have desires that they call to God about and everything. And they have a schisma, they just don't. It's like the couple when there was a flood, and they sent a police cruiser to go get them out of their home. And I said, no, we believe in God. We're good. We believe in God. Thank you, officer. You can go. And pretty soon, the water had risen to the second level of their home. And now they brought a canoe. Come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. And they're like, no. Hey, listen. We trust our God. The people of this world are wiser than the children of light. I guarantee you, if common sense were commonly applied, they would have gotten in the canoe at this point. But they didn't. The thing covered their home to the roof. Now they're on the roof. And they send a helicopter. Grab it, folks. Grab it. Grab it. They said, we believe in our God. They're so spiritual. They become of no earthly good. Well, they died. They drowned. And then they met Jesus and said, Lord, why did you let us down? I said, what are you talking about? I sent a police cruiser. I sent a canoe. I sent a helicopter. I had work for you to do, but here you is. They had reasons, but those reasons were nothing but excuses. And so some people have seen, right? Maybe for them, maybe this is the police cruiser. Maybe it's the canoe. Maybe it's the helicopter. But one thing we know for sure is they have aspirations. They have needs. They have wants. They have desires. But it's not going to drop down from heaven. The children of this world in their generation are wiser than the children of light. That's a terrible indictment. So now, ladies and gentlemen, please, let's get into a little bit of interaction. If you have any questions, if you don't want to talk, then write it down. Write it in the chat. Yes, please. Write it in the chat. And I'll have one of our leaders, Mr. Rashawn Malone, G-Man. I'll have him read it out. But be participative, folks. The more participative you are, the better I deliver. This is why Megan also is always having people say, type this in the chat, type that in the chat, type this in the chat. Otherwise, we can go home. You know what I'm saying? But, I love you guys. I'm so appreciative of you. I really appreciate your conscientiousness. I appreciate you showing up today. Folks, this is gonna happen. This is happening. It is happening. It may seem like it's taking long. But think about it. It took 80 years before God finally decided to use Moses. 80 years. He was 40 when he was banished from Egypt, right? When he killed the Jew, because he didn't like the fact that the Egyptians were abusing the people. I'm speaking. I want you to think of your questions. And those, I want 3 of you to tell us, like I wrote inside in you got to be participating, folks. That's life. Effective and timely communication. I wrote inside the chat that we'd like you to tell us who you are. I want 3 people to do that today. And be very specific, short, and to the point. No more than 3 minutes. And here it is in the chat. You know, who are you? Introduce yourself. That's the number 1. No more than 1 minute. And then, why did you join VYB? That's number 2. And then 3, what is your goal and what are you doing to succeed? It's in the chat. Scroll down to it and look at it. So be thinking about it. And I'm going to ask in a few minutes here, and I would like you, I can see, Anthony, I see your hand. Give us a minute here. So for questions, type it in the chat. If you want to tell us who you are and write this, folks, you've got to speak. The power of life and death is in the tongue. When you speak, you're either speaking, prophesying good or prophesying the other thing. This
Coach,
whole world. Oh, who's that? Go ahead.
Coach, before we open it up, let me just say something.
Yes.
If I could here. In case those don't know me, I'm William Jones. But this kind of reminds me of a story, and it's a real quick story that I'll tell you. And it was about how people in the world are and how when they saw an opportunity. But it was this guy that stopped in a restaurant and ordered a bowl of soup. And the waitress came by and said, "How's your soup?" He said, "Taste the soup." She said, "Was it too hot? Or what's wrong with it?" He said, "Taste the soup." She said, "Well, sir, all you have to do is just tell me what's wrong with it. I'll take it back to the kitchen and have them do something for it to fix it." He said, "Just taste the soup." She said, "Okay, where's the spoon?" He said, "Aha." Sometimes people don't realize that things have been brought to them and not everything is there, meaning that they have to be present in it in order to taste it. So, vibe is like the spoon. All you have to do to taste the soup is put it in there. And I'll just lower my hand with that.
Thank you very much. I totally agree with that. I say you can never win a game if you're not in the game. You got to get in the game. You got to be in position. Even for God to bless us, we have to be in position. And, you may not be doing this to get rich or anything like that or get super wealthy. You may not be doing it for that, but you're doing it to fulfill your purpose. Maybe that purpose is to fund something. Maybe to be there to help other people. It could be altruistic reasons why you're doing it. But we're going to have a passion for something. Okay, so If you have a question, type it in the chat, okay? And G-Man is going to be looking in the chat. And thank you very much, the gentleman that just spoke, Bill Jones. We nicknamed him Wise Man because he's a very wise man. He's a very wise man. And when it comes to technology and AI and developing marketing stuff and all that, this guy is amazing. We are getting ready to do some things that I'm only going to share with the people who are serious, who follow us in to the launch, because we don't want to waste our time with anybody. We don't want to waste our time. Okay. So I take it, Anthony, that you're ready to tell us the three things. Is that it? If that is it, you can go ahead and open up and tell us no more than 3 minutes, please.
I am ready to tell you who I am. Thank you
Okay.
very much, Coach, for this call. Thank Brother Rashawn for sharing this opportunity. My name is Anthony Artis. I am the firstborn of my parents from the Washington, D.C. area. And why did I join VYB? I joined VYB because VYB is about a relationship. And at that very time, I had already had a relationship with Rashawn, and he told me that it's something that's getting ready to come down the pike, and he just mentioned 4 words: a force 3x10 force matrix. When he said that, I said, well, go ahead and put me in, and it's free. I said, put me in. I didn't know anything else, but I trusted that, hey, it's free and it's force matrix. Hey, if it grows, it means people are going to be under us. And that was it. And then as I learned more about VYB, I realized that this was an ordained situation here. I said the timing is impeccable because of the state of which we are in this country. Now, I live in the nation's capital, so I know what goes on. And at that time, I could see the fences being put up as I would go by to my part-time job, being put up for the inauguration. So I knew the time which we in and what was coming. So I said, this couldn't be better as I learned what VYB was and so on. So that was the reason. And the third thing I joined VYB is because of the vision that Megan and Reagan and Andre have. That vision is something that I've always dreamed of being a part of. That's why I joined VYB. Thirdly, my goal is to take the same vision and fund my goal and vision that I have. My goal and vision that I have in life. VYB is going to help me to supply that and minister unto that, not only to my family, but my friends, close ones, and to my community, my neighborhood, my city, my country, and then the world, in that order. So that is my reason. And this is a side piece. That video by MG Legacy, I've heard him before. They were good. I listen to Abraham Hicks all the time, but this one this time by Legacy was powerful. It spoke to me in such a way that I'm going to play it over and over because it's the words that he used, and sometimes one word might do good for you and one would do good for me, or vice versa. That's why we have a variety of words, and that's why the earth is made so creatively. Different colored flowers, different types of food. God knew that certain things were resonate.
3 minutes.
Yes, and close it in 10 seconds. But that movie, I'm just want to say this: watch it, folks. Just watch it with an open mind and just play it over and over. And he's going to say something that resonates with you. Thank you very much.
Excellent. Thank you, Anthony. I appreciate you stepping up. That's important. And if there's anybody else, you want to put your hand up and stick to the 3 minute. We'll do maybe one or two more. And again, if you have questions, I want these calls to be relevant. If you have questions, type them down. Okay. And we'll have Mr. G-Man read those questions out, and I'll be glad to answer it. Is there anybody else that wants to share with us those three things? Okay, who you are, why you joined, what you're going, what you're doing about it. Who you are, what you go, why you joined, what you go, and what are you doing about it? Okay. Okay. Go ahead.
G-Man, and we have one question in the chat today, and the question was, how can I chat to everyone instead just to Megan on the Zoom meeting?
Well, we have the Telegram channels there, and you could go into the Telegram channel, but also understand that that is why we also have these meetings, so that you can have people to chat with. We had a situation where we have a demented guy, Danny the Heck, who's been trying to do all kind of ridiculousness to destroy our opportunity. And sometimes he will come onto our webinars with Megan. This guy is very tech savvy, and he will crash into the webinar, and he will be showing the hardest core porn you have ever seen. Where your pictures are showing up there, that's what everybody will be seeing. And then he will be typing stuff into the chat, all kind of ridiculousness. And that's why there's been a lot of restriction on two-way communication during our webinar. But the Telegram channel is more than enough. There's more than enough information being disseminated. Way more than enough. I have never seen a CEO of a company owner who has made themselves available to everybody knows Megan's phone number. And she's been cautioned that she needs to, kind of bring that in a little bit, because common sense is not commonly applied. We see a lot of people out there, and it'll blow your mind. You go, what do they have for brains? Are you kidding me? And if a person doesn't attend her, and she's working 20, 22 hours a day, and if they don't attend the webinars, and they don't attend the Zoom presentations, and they don't go and watch the recorded videos, she's not answering their question. She said, I've already given you about 100 days, 130 days. Now it's time to move on. It's like me, the number of people that we see that showed up today, it doesn't faze me, because I know what we're going to begin to do with those who are committed once we go by G-Man and I and Doug Jones and Wise Man. We're putting some things together. Megan is putting some things together. And I remember when, so it doesn't matter to me, the small number of people right now. I will not be denied fulfilling my purpose in life. I will not be denied. If I told you really what my vision is, VYB is just VYB is I cannot, at this point, I cannot get to where I want to be without VYB. But where I want to be is like 1,000 times bigger than VYB. Maybe about 2 people know what I'm talking about. And I'm not going to share it with people because it'll blow their mind. They won't even believe it. Down the road, we're going to be having some lessons. Listen, if you want to know a little bit more about me, okay, where I'm at, go to born2reign.tv. I put it in the channel right there. And I'll give you an idea where I'm going. Go watch all the 10 lessons that I have on there when I was mentoring some people. Okay, born2reign.tv. It's in the chat. You have a better understanding of where I'm coming from. And then hopefully once we're going to be having other meetings besides this in terms of purpose, purpose discovery, purpose development, purpose deployments. And our goal is when we get started to be able to show every single person when they sign up on the first week that they can have 3 people signed up. Think about it this way. If everybody could sign up 3 people in their first week, in 10 weeks, your matrix is maxed out. And you have the chance of making $442,860 per month in 12 weeks. I know that's a mind blower. Yeah, and there are people who can't relate to that, will not relate to that. But you know what? It's all about systems. A system is like a car. Most people don't know how the engine works. They don't know how the transmission works. They don't know how anything works. But they know they can sit in it, turn the key, press the gas, and go from point A to point B. That's the system. That's the goal. It's not about you. It's about driving the system. It's about passion. It's about being passionate. It's about having a goal. It's about having a desire. It's about being diligent. It's about being disciplined. I wake up about 6:30 in the morning and I go out and I walk and I have my devotion and I walk around the lake. You know, some days I don't feel like it. But I said, I've got to exercise discipline. And I try to walk around so many times, even if I only go there and walk around one time, I recorded an act of discipline for that day. And it doesn't matter to me that there are a few people. Remember Gideon. Gideon, he didn't believe he could do what God told him to do. And he had 3,000 people that God gathered for him. He said, no. Take them to the water and tell them to drink some water at the lake there. And the one that has his head in there, as opposed to the one that's not drinking with his cupping with his hand, we're going to make a decision. And they kept sending people away. And I said, now, if you're afraid, go home. A bunch of people, out of 3,000, there was only 300. But he won the war. Megan has told us if there's only 7 of you, when we get started, we're still going to max this matrix out. So passion, desire, vision, goal, discipline. Okay, real quick, and we're gonna have to shut this down. I'm not getting so much interaction with all of y'all today, so and I don't like to keep you on that unnecessarily long. There's other people that I gotta get with today on the phone. We're gonna take care of some situations. So is there anybody else that wants to tell us who they are, or anybody else that has a question?
Question in the chat that's left, if you want to address it.
What is that?
We have one more question in the chat that needs to be addressed if you want to address it.
Okay, yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, please.
Okay, the question was maybe I can get the answer from YouTube based on Danny DeHeck. And may I ask that I can give my input is when you go to that YouTube and click on his YouTube videos, you are monetizing his videos. You are monetizing him. So that's my 2 cents that I wanted to add to that. So that would be a no-no.
I agree, and it's a waste of time. Let's
Yes.
keep the main thing the main thing. Let's keep the main thing the main thing. I only said that to help understand why, even on Zoom calls with Megan, that you don't see a lot of people's pictures, and you don't see a lot of talking other than she says type of yes or type of this. I only gave that to understand. People should know that this clown has been doing what he's doing, but that's okay. It just makes him sharper. You know, it was his shenanigans really came as a blessing because they made the company more secure in terms of the hardware. You know, so sometimes, like I said, there's always going to be a Judas in any wonderful thing that God is doing, but it's not going to stop God from doing what he wants to do. So it looks like Danny DeHeck is our Judas, but I wouldn't even, it's a waste of time. Don't go watch his videos. You're just giving him more views. He hardly had any following. Now he's got about 30,000. And most of them are people from VYB who are going to watch what he's saying. Okay. Okay, so anyway, we'll leave it at that. And ladies and gentlemen, I want to again tell you I appreciate those of you who showed up today, and look forward for some great things tonight at 11:59 p.m. Pacific will be the last time anybody can purchase the charter membership. Okay. And if you want to know exactly where we're at, the schedule, the calendar, go to the emails that I sent you. I've sent it to you now 3 times. And watch this video. It's only 6 minutes. One of the owners, Coach Dre, is talking on there. All right. Please go ahead and do that. And over here, this video, as I said to you, it's very, 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 it would be very helpful for you if you watch this video. I've watched it twice already. I'm going to watch it some more. I'm going to master it, and it'll become mine. And for those of you who have not joined Telegram channel, please go ahead and join it. Okay. I think that's pretty much it, folks. I don't like I don't like keeping people any longer than necessary. I appreciate you. You have a wonderful day. What's left of it. Uh, I think also at the bottom here, maybe it was on one of the earlier ones. There was also a calendar, a graphic illustration of let me see if it's here, of where we're at. Yeah, right here. This is the one that I sent. You can go and download this right here. So you're not without answers, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. That's the one that I sent to you that said 24 hours to our meeting time. Okay, go and look in your email box. If you find it at the bottom, you'll find this. It's the same thing on all three emails. Okay, it's just that that one also has that graphic. But absolutely, you want to listen to Coach Dre. And be on the webinars, folks, with Megan. The reason I decided to do these meetings on Sundays is because I like to sit at Megan's dining table and partake of the wisdom that she's sharing every day. And I didn't want to do anything that would be concurrent with what she's doing and draw people away from that. I want you all to be able to sit at that same dining table, and partake of the wisdom that those people are dishing out. They're very smart people. I couldn't have thought to put this together. Thinking about putting it together is one thing, and then getting it all together and getting 73,000 people in the space of about 3 months to say we want to do this. I say kudos to them. They did a great thing. Okay, again, thanks, folks, and we'll see you
Hey, Coach.
guys. Yes, please.
Just one last thing before we go, if I could share.
Yes, please do.
Uh, it takes discipline to do what we see some people do, and I saw this on YouTube, and they've been playing it several times, and I hope I have the right video to share with you. But I want to show you a team that is working, and in spite of everybody else that has challenged them, because sometimes we see what other people are doing and we think, well, they're much better than us, so we don't try as hard. But this team did something, and it really changed the lives of all of them. And if I could share for a moment here, I'll show you this quick video. It's only uh, less than a minute.
Okay. Hold on. I like that. Let me see how you're a co-host. Can you
Yeah.
just go ahead and
Okay. I'll just go ahead and,
I'll stop sharing.
all right. Okay, I'll share this. Okay, and here it is right here.
Can you turn up the volume?
We see people do things like that all the time in running races, but we don't realize that they practice that every day. to become the best. That team went on to win the relay race for the United States. And the reason I bring that up is because when a team comes together and works together, there's no race that they can't run and win. That's what we have set before us in VYB. In this 12-week period or less, to run this race, if we run and practice it every day, there's no way that we can't win. And I'll give it back to you on that one, Coach.
Excellent. Well, thank you very much, Wise Man. And ladies and gentlemen, again, have a wonderful day, what's left of it. Stay plugged in, stay plugged in, stay plugged in. Okay? And go back and watch those videos, and I'll be interested to see who complies. Okay? It's not trying to be bossy or anything, but I'm trying to share principles and ideas that can also help you to lead effectively and to be able to determine who you spend your time with, who you invest your time. I don't even like using the word spend, because whatever you spent, you've lost. It's gone. I like to say invest. Who are you investing your time with? That's very important. Okay, everybody. So again, thanks a bunch, and we shall see you guys again next week. Next week it is.
Thanks, Coach.
All right, girls.
Coach, thank you.
All right. Bye for now.
Bye for now.
Bye for now. Thanks.
Thank you, Coach.
Yeah, bet. You bet.
Bye for now.
All right. Appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all. Text me, give me a call if I can help you all in any way.
Coach, how can we get a copy of this?
Oh, yeah, that's a long one too. I will upload it onto our playlist. I'm hoping that we got a good recording. I'm not going to have time to edit it, so it's just going to be raw.
No, this is fine just the way it is.
I'll load it onto the playlist, and it'll be the top one on our playlist. You can see the link to the playlist inside of the emails that I send every week.
Okay.
Just click on it, and it should be the top one, and it'll have today's date on it.
Great. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, everybody. Bye for now.
Bye for now.